Hey everyone, this is Dylan, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review for you guys. So the movie I'm reviewing today is The Gallows! So I actually got this hat from a Rotten Rentals that I got. I'll put a little iCard up to the video that I did there where I got that. And I got a shirt for The Gallows. It must have been around the time that it was like 4 years ago, so about 2016 when I got that, so that was pretty cool. But let's talk about The Gallows. So The Gallows was released on July 10th, 2015, so that means it's celebrating its 5-year anniversary this month. It was written and directed by Chris Loffing and Travis Clough, and it's produced by Jason Blum, so it's a part of the Blumhouse Pictures. It had a budget of $100,000 and it got a box office of $43 million. So it did exactly what Jason Blum does the best. Give a movie a low budget and then make a ton of money on it. Essentially, the most famous person in this movie is Cassidy Gifford, who is the daughter of Kathy Lee Gifford, and Frank Gifford, I think, is her father, who passed away, but he was like a football player. But Kathy Lee Gifford is probably the most popular. She is on the morning news. I forget. I don't think it might be Today. She might be on Today or Good Morning America. I don't remember which one. Alright, so let's talk about The Gallows. So The Gallows is a found footage horror movie so essentially we start this movie off and it's like a video recording of a play, and it says 2000, or no, not 2000. It says 1993, and it's a play called The Gallows that they're performing. And what happens is this guy is playing this character that's supposed to get hung, and out of nowhere he puts the noose around his neck, and then out of nowhere the gallows platform falls, and he basically hangs himself. And so we fast forward to the present day in the movie. Apparently they decided that they were going to redo the Gallows play, which, one, is a horrible idea because you already had one person die from this, so why would you do it again? But so we follow the four main characters. We have Reese, who is kind of like this jock. It's almost High School Musical-y. We have Reese, who's this jock who is like, I'm gonna do the play. And then we have Pfeiffer, who is the female lead in the play, and Reese is the male lead in the play. And then we have Ryan, which is Reese's friend, who's also kind of a jock. He's doing something with the play. It's not 100% clear, but I think he's like a videographer, and I guess that's why this movie is found footage, because he's like videoing everything. And then we have Cassidy, who is also played by Cassidy Gifford, and so she's like head cheerleader or whatever. And so Cassidy and Ryan convince Reese to not do the play, and their way of doing this is to break into the school at night and destroy the set before the play the next day. And so they break into the school, which is not very hard because there's a broken door, and so they just walk right in, and the school apparently doesn't have it's 2015, the school doesn't have cameras or security systems or anything, which is like, that might not be a good idea, but whatever, I don't know. I'm sure that there's schools like that. So they break into the school, and they they start destroying things, and then as they're getting ready to leave, they find Pfeiffer in the school, and she's like, what are you guys doing here? And then they kind of just make something up and say that Reese wanted to practice a little bit more before the play, but then she finds out, then they're like, well, actually, we were here to, I think Cassidy's the one that says that we were here to destroy the set or whatever, and then they go out to the set and find that it's perfectly intact after they had just destroyed it, and So that's one of the first weird things. Then they're like, oh, well, let's go leave. And the door is locked. And it was a broken door and couldn't get in or out. Or they could just easily walk in, but now they can't get in or out of the school. And so basically, this is the whole premise of this movie is them trying to get out of the school while these supernatural things are happening. So, I don't know. I actually remember liking this movie a lot more the first time that I watched it. I had pretty decent ideas about this movie, or a pretty decent view of this movie, and then I rewatched it and I was like, ugh, this is not that good. I mean, one of the big things when it comes to found footage, I do really enjoy found footage, and I think one of the big things that determines for me if it's like a believable found footage is if there was a reason for this movie to be in a found footage style. And I would argue that there's not a reason for this movie to be in a found footage style. There's really no reason for somebody to be holding a camera the entire time. I mean, at the beginning it makes sense because this guy is like a videographer, but why is he videoing everything that's not related to the play? So that's already one mark against it. So, I mean, technically this could have just been like a omnipresent third-person point of view for the entire movie, and that might have, I don't know if it would have worked as well, but I still think that one of the key things is they needed to figure out a better reason of why they were recording this thing, especially since it's mostly Ryan who's recording it, and he's like recording them breaking into the school and destroying the sets. So that's like vandalism, and you're recording it, so you're basically incriminating yourselves. So that just didn't make much sense at all. I would say that there's one interesting scene in this movie, and it's actually the scene that's right on the cover, where Cassidy is sitting in this like red light, and then she happens to be like sobbing. It's very reminiscent of Blair Witch, so it might be a Blair Witch ripoff. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that's probably the only interesting thing that I've seen in this movie. Really, it was just, I mean, it's watchable, but barely watchable. I was just overall not really impressed with it this go around, so that kind of sucks considering that I had originally thought that I liked it. But yes, I'm not the only one. It was panned by critics when it came out. It has a Letterboxd score of 1.8 out of 5, and it's got a Rotten Tomatoes critic score of 15% and an audience score of a 22% with a cinema score of a C, which I think is significantly high for one, a horror movie, and then two, a horror movie found footage film. I would have expected something like a D or an F, honestly. One of the things that I do remember specifically about this movie was that there was like this Charlie challenge that went viral around the time that this movie came out, and there is a character, the original character who was in this play that was the ghost that got hung. His name was Charlie, and originally I thought that it was this Charlie challenge was something completely invented by the marketing team to get hype for this movie, but apparently it's I believe it's like a South American thing, and the marketing team, and it did go viral around the time of this, and then the marketing team did a Charlie challenge with this movie. And I mean, so that's one of the things that I thought was that I specifically remember about that. And this movie does have a bit of a legacy. It did well enough that it spawned a sequel, The Gallows 2, that came out in 2019, which is a little weird that it took so long, considering that it did make quite a bit of money. I did see The Gallows 2. It was not that good, but they did drop the found footage aspect of it, and they also, so it was a third person, omnipresent kind of movie. So it made it a little bit better, but overall, the franchise isn't that good. There's some weird things that were happening in that movie too. So yeah. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. If you're not already subscribed and you'd like to be, please hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a like if you liked it. Let me know what you think about The Gallows. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, or anything like that. But thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Bye.